So welcome to our first class of the eights, Tai Chi 8, and also Badua Jin, the 8 brocades, or it's also known as the 8 silken brocades. I know the 8 silken brocades, it's a Qigong form, and it's old. And if you Google it, you can find it, and there's different variations. This one is one I learned in Wudong Mountains of China. So it's a Wudong style, and Wudong is the birthplace of Tai Chi. So it's developed for strengthening and flexibility. So it's not a still form of Qigong. Some Qigong is very still and inward. This is very much physical and movement and stretching and twisting and really covers the bases in my opinion. And then we move into Tai Chi 8. Now, I don't know the origins of Tai Chi 8, but it's got a lot of familiar movements that you see in a lot of different Tai Chis. I like it a lot because it's a repetitive form. So you can do each movement, if it's feeling good and you just want to keep with it, you can do that. Or you can do just one of each movement. It doesn't matter. Um, Kristen might be a teacher. I'm thinking, yeah. So this is a wonderful form to bring into your classroom because your students will be familiar with most of the movements. What makes it really special for me is that it has 2 balance practices. And I think balance is something we all need to practice. And so that's that. I did want to start us off with a reading. You can sit or stand, whatever feels right. And today I'm reading from A Path and a Practice. And I will send you the reading when I send the link. And this one, it's a path and a practice using Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching as a guide to an awakened spiritual life. Yeah, by William Martin. Like awakened spiritual, awake, it's like be aware of our spirits and be our spirits, all that good stuff. So since we're doing some Tai Chi, this one is called number 42. It's called Yin and Yang. Hidden in the mystery of the Tao lies the original unity. This unity contains the duality of yin and yang. Yin and yang together produce the energy of creation and give rise to all things. Every atom of the cosmos contains the yin and the yang together. We feel this harmonious process in the rising and falling of our breath. Every atom of the cosmos contains the yin and yang together. Oh, I'm reading the same thing. We feel the harmonious process in the rising and falling of our breath. It seems natural to avoid loss and seek gain. But on this path, such distinctions are not helpful. There is no gain without loss. There is no fullness without deprivation. Who knows how or when one gives way to the other? So we remain at the center and trust events instead of forcing them. This is the heart of all spiritual paths. Kind of like going with the flow. I love that up at the top, this unity, hidden in the mystery of Tao lies the original unity. That unity, it's like before nothing, nothingness. And then it is the container, like maybe the Big Bang happened. And it's called Wuji, before anything. But within the Wuji is just a circle. That's how it's represented. And then there's like nothing. And then there's Tai Chi, which is within that circle, but it's the yin and the yang. And so we're going to talk about the yin and the yang as we practice. And so you have a better understanding of it. It's very profound and deep, and I'm learning about it all the time. I've been studying this for, wow, 26 years or so, and I still am having realizations and learning more. So let's stand up. Today, we're just going to go do the movements so they become familiar. And as we move forward, we're going to break it down and really look at what it is, what's happening in our bodies, what's happening in our minds, in our intentions. So we're going to start with our feet together. The toes are pointed forwards. Oh, let me make one quick adjustment. Sorry. You know, it's one of those days. I had the wrong link and everything was very exciting. Who sent out that link? Toes are forward, knees slightly bent, tailbone to the earth. The belly is relaxed. And feel your belly relaxing. And so here we begin to connect to the earth. When our stomach is relaxed, we can sink into the ground. We can imagine our roots spreading out. And as the roots are porous, we absorb. Let's just do a little movement before we begin. Absorbing healing energy. And then releasing any doubt or stress or tension, and then push it out to the side. Again, we can think about the energy of Mother Earth nourishing us, grounding us. And then we let pain flow out of the body, let distractions flow away. Let's do one more. Gathering that stillness of the yin energy, still, nurturing, quiet. And then let's reach up. Imagine the crown of your head opening, and we harness the energy of the yang. So you can give yourself a nice little stretch if that feels good. If shoulders are compromised, keep your hands by your head, heart and lungs to the sky. There's a slight gaze upward. I'm arching just a little bit. And so we begin to receive the energy of the heavens, that limitless, boundless energy of ancestors, the sun, the moon, the stars, and perhaps one really bright star in the sky, which is your north star, your spiritual star. And let's gather all the light of heaven. So bright, maybe it's a beautiful golden color or pink color. And we start to bring that energy in. It's blessings. It's our infinite potential, the wisdom of the ancestors. And let's gather and harness that energy again as we bathe ourselves with the yang energy, enlightenment, insight. And think about your bright star, your gifts, your uniqueness, your beauty. And we invite that in today. Scan your body. Where can you soften? We've connected to the earth and to the sky. Let's take a breath as if we were a sponge, breathing in nature and the energy of all living things. And as we open our connection to the life biosphere, it opens our hearts. And I like to breathe love in. And I send love and gratitude out through my body. Such a beautiful world we live in. I just am in love and breathe it all in. The wisdom of the owl, the playfulness of the dolphin, and send gratitude out your body. And just notice, I didn't know how I was moving, but I'm just gathering it in, bringing it in, and letting go of emotional distress. Know that I'm safe and good. Let's bring our awareness to the 3 points of focus. So we start to pay attention to our spine. So you might want to tuck your chin slightly, shoulders relaxed. And then let's take a slow, deep breath, breathing consciously, sensing the body expand and then contract. And then we quiet the mind. I like to imagine a still pond or lake, no ripples, deep and reflective. Let's begin to float our arms out to the side. We're going to open the Badwajin, the 8 brocades, and then grasp your left thumb with your right wrist and close. Look at your hands. You're going to notice a little S that represents the yin and yang, balance and harmony. And we bring that into the lower dantian. I'm going to call this the guanyin side. Sink into the guanyin leg, and we bend the knees, and then we're going to lift our shoulders up and back as we step out, and then the shoulders drop down, and we slide the hands down the body as if we're releasing toxins. And we're in a squat, and then we pull the energy out of the earth with our fingertips, pulling silk out of the cocoon. And let's do that one more time. Just let the hands float down, sink, and then like magnets, we pull the earth medicine up and we deliver that to the lower dantian, the center of our bodily health. Slide the hands across the body. We're going to fly. Oops. Just for fun, we fly. And then palms are up right at the lower dantian. We bring the hands up to about the heart. And then we open as if we're offering love out into the world, releasing any emotional distress. Sink into your knees. And then we push, holding up heaven. And then let's begin to climb the ladder to heaven. So this is a nice stretch. Now, if you have shoulder issues, you can keep your hands by your head. This is more about a side bend stretch than anything else. But if you want, you can imagine climbing the rungs to heaven. Both hands come up and we make a gathering motion. Let's give ourselves a star bath, all the energy of trillions of stars. So we imagine light flowing into us. Let's scoop into the earth, harness that earth energy. Imagine it flowing up, bathing your muscles and tendons and bones with the fertile soil. Open. Fingertips in towards the neck. And we hold up heaven. And then we begin to climb. We do it 6 times. I'm not worried about the breath today. We're just sensing the movement in our body. And then we gather the vitality of the sun, the wisdom of the moon, and we bathe. Let's do it one more time. This is the first of the 8 silken brocades. We open at the heart, spiral the wrists, fingers to the neck. And it's like I'm pushing the weight of the world off my shoulders. Climbing up, reaching for enlightenment, perhaps. And let's gather the wisdom of the ancestors. And then we bathe ourselves with the love of their DNA, our DNA. There's a transition as we go from one brocade to the next. It's a gathering from the 3 treasures of energy, earth, life, and heaven. We have this opportunity to bathe ourselves with healing energy, very devotional, giving myself love and healing. And then we make a nest by placing one hand in the other, both palms up, the thumbs touch, and we rest the thumbs right in the navel. And we take a slow, deep breath. The second brocade, we take a little step out. Knees are bent, toes forward. We start to pull fists into the waistline. And this is called punching with an angry glare. Bend your knees and we reach out and we punch. Palm is down and we open the hand. We float the hand up, roll the wrist, and then we begin to close our hand into a fist. I'm going to come a little closer so you can see my hand. We sink down, so releasing anger perhaps, and then it opens, it goes out beyond the universe, and we float up, we roll, and then we close. I like to start with my little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. Again, you can make this a big squat if you like. Just depends on what you need. Release, like a throwaway. And then a receive. I have this thing about white feathers, and they flow down in front of me a lot. So I capture the white feather, might be my ancestors. Punching with an angry glare implies releasing anger, frustration, irritation. And I bring in kindness, forgiveness, and love. Let's do one last one. Think about what it is you're ready to release and go as deep as you like. Wudang styles of Tai Chi and Qigong are really about squatting and keeping the legs strong. What are you receiving? The fists are at the waist. We release the hands and we gather. So we transition. We'll step back to hip distance. What do you need? Smile to yourself. Receive it. Hands in the nest, thumbs in the navel. Full, slow, deep breath. The third of the brocades is called balancing yin and yang. So we pull the hands across the body. We're touching the body back to the kidneys. And then we're going to slide all the way down, sliding out depression or fear or doubt. You go all the way down. And then we pull silk out of the cocoon again. So we're drawing up that earth medicine. And then we make our first Tai Chi ball. Let's roll one hand on top, the other hand. Let's hold the ball. Let's breathe as we play the accordion, breathing energy into our Tai Chi ball. Two more, inhale and exhale. Energizing, more yin, more yang, more vitality. And then let's roll the ball. So the Guan Yin is over here. That's that statue. That hand is lower. And we're going to take that bottom hand and we begin to push up through the palm. So we're pushing the heel of the hand. We connect to the yang energy up here. The other hand pushes down. Fingers are flexed. Palm is flexed. And then we twist towards the bottom hand. And you don't twist all the way around as much as you can. Keep it about 70%. And take a deep breath. Stretch out. And then begin to soften as you come back to center. Now the bottom hand is like a scoop. We bring that yin up, and that upper hand guides the yang down. We form our ball, they meet. The Guan Yin hand goes to the earth, the other hand goes up to the sky. And see if you can twist again from the tailbone through the lumbar, through the thoracic, and then finally your neck. Full deep breath. Balancing yin and yang. With the inhale, we unwind. We imagine the dark yin flowing up, the light yang flowing down, meeting at the heart, doing their dance. I like to imagine sometimes I'm clearing out illness or pain and clearing out negative thoughts about myself or others, and we twist. Absorb with your palms. Widen your fingers. The inhale brings us back to center. Exhale. Inhale and let's twist. Exhale. Deep breath in and out. Let's unwind. And let's do one more each side. Next week, we're going to fine tune this a little bit. Inhale to the heart. Imagine that yin and yang flowing through you. You're just an empty vessel. And then coming back to center. Finding your Tai Chi ball. Breathe it into your heart. Bring it up to the head. And then let it flow down your body. Transition. Find the nest in your hands, the thumbs touch, and we take a full deep breath. Let the hands come to the side. And let's step out a little wider. The fourth is called the wise owl looks around. And we're going to make a spiral. So I'm going to go onto the side a little bit. So I'm going to relax. So everything's loose. My arms dangle. My head is down low. You can watch me until you do what we're going to do. And then let's start by shifting the weight towards the screen or to one side, one inside, and then look up to the sky. Shift the weight to the other foot, the jade plant, and then come back down. So we're going to make just a big spiral, keeping your eyes open. The wise owl looks around. Notice different things in your room or what's on the ceiling. You're outside, notice what you see. Every moment, observing. Let's do one more. Arms dangle. And when you're ready, go the other way. Look down at the earth, out to the side, up to the heavens. And we do this with the breath. So we inhale as we begin the spiral. And then as we look up, we begin to exhale. Let's do one last one. And I find this moment here a nice time to take a forward bend. It feels pretty good. We've done some arches already. Shake your head yes and no. Shake your shoulders. Shake your tail. And then feel your feet. Feel your ankles. Bend your knees. Tuck your tail. Let's roll up. And we transition. Gathering. And then bathing yourself with compassion, wisdom. You take the resting breath. The fifth brocade, picking up the heavy pails of water. So we let the arms go behind us. So there's this beautiful stretch in the front of your body. My shoulder blades are squeezing together. And then I come forward and I'm going to squat. And you go as though maybe this is your squat. It doesn't matter. But you're going to squat and then you're going to go and imagine you pick up heavy pails of water. You push into your feet. Use your legs to lift And then we let go of the buckets and we gaze. This is the jade plant side. We gaze over towards the jade plant. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then let's bring the hands back to in front of our body. We're going to place the buckets down. With the inhale, we pick it up again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look over your shoulder. And the exhale, feel your shoulder blades widening. Feel the strength of your back. Nice wide shoulder blades. Again, inhale. It's a long breath. And exhale. Like we're laying our burdens down. When we lay our burdens down, we can pick up something that's nourishing. Squeezing, stretching, and then widening the back. Let's do one more. And let's put those pails down. Lots of squats. And then roll up. Deep breath in. Soften and relax as you take a slow, deep breath. Number 6. This is a really interesting one. It's called Quieting the Monkey Mind. And I can't get too far into it today. I just want to show you the movements. But we are going to close up off our ears. It starts like this. And then we're going to close our ears and like try to eliminate all exterior sounds. And when your ears are closed, I invite you to notice what you hear in your body. Once our ears are closed and we notice, we're going to balance on the balls of our feet. So I'm lifting my heels and then I come down gently. We do that 4 times. So it's a little balance practice. And then 3 times we lift and we come down with a like a bang or a thud. Be careful. If that hurts you, don't do it. But that's really good for our bones. Boom. And then we rest, we listen, we look one direction, look the other direction, come back to center. And then that magical moment when we take our hands away from our ears, notice how crisp your hearing is. And we have a lot of time to go over that. I love this one. We're going to spend time with it. So we inhale up to the heart, exhale, like we're doing the first thing. And then we place the hands over the ears. You probably won't hear me. Enjoying that stillness. And then drop the hands. We're going to embrace tiger. Let's put the guan yin hand in first as we make a X in front of our chest with our wrists. Let's take a wider step. For this one, my toes point out a little bit and I'm going to sink. Now you can sink just a little bit. You can sink way down. A lot of options here. The hand that's closest to you, you make a V. And we're going to, this is called shooting the bow. the jade plant hand makes a fist, and we sink and we extend the guanyin hand out and we look through that V. We're aiming. We come up, we embrace tiger, make the V with the other hand, and you sink. The inhale comes up. What's important for you? Imagine you're aiming for it, directing your thoughts. This is my goal. This is my journey. And then you bring it in. Extend. This is pretty dynamic. You know, my arm is straight, my legs are bent, it's a big squat. Bringing it in. You can see how this is a strengthening sequence and also flexibility. Bring compassion in for yourself. And then we drop down. We're going to shift the weight to the guanyin. Beautiful bathe. The transition. Resting, softening, smiling to yourself, inner smile. And this last one, like how we started, we pull the energy to our kidneys. We brush down the back, letting go, releasing, guiding out. And then we pull silk out of the cocoon, harnessing that earth medicine. Bring it into your belly. Hands on the body, tracing the meridians. We come up the front of the body, over the face, over the head. And we come into front of the heart. It's a little different than the other tracing the meridians. We come across the ribs. And then we go down the back, all the way to your heels, around the toes. This time we hands on the body, we come up all the way up to the face. Imagine smoothing out, stimulating energy flow, prayer hands in front of the heart, finding the ribs, finding the kidneys, releasing. Let's do this one more time. And there's different variations I'll show you as we go on, but today this is it. Breathe in at the heart. Exhale all the way down. And this time, let's roll up, pulling silk out of the cocoon. Bring it into your lower dantian. We gather and bathe. And we rest. Soften, notice, drift. And preparing to close, we shift the weight back to the guanyin leg. We do one last gather. What are you bathing yourself with? What energy did you choose? What intention? And then we do the Taoist mudra. You grasp your left thumb with your right fist, and there's a little bow. Shake it out. Let's have a seat for a minute. Take a little drink of water or tea or something. You can unmute yourself if you have any questions or comments. Just a little break before we transition into the Tai Chi. If you have questions or comments, now is a good time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I would just like to show you the partner I have here.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Keep talking.
That's Basil. And we had been working on a little choreograph when I do a regular kind of flow, and so she came in. asked her to come in. She came in and was just doing her stretches. So
Animals love this stuff.
she
Love it.
really does. She feels the energy and she gets so excited.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yay.
I just
So
want,
yeah,
I may be sitting down on this one. I'm still dealing with some health and medical issues. So,
Mm,
yeah, I may just sit here and absorb.
yeah. Are you doing any of the movements or are you just
Oh yeah, I did that
absorbing?
whole first set
Excellent.
with you, so, but that may be all I got in me right now. So
It may be the same for me, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
yeah.
Yeah. This eventually is energizing and strengthening. So it builds. I mean, I find it fatiguing. We're doing some big stretches and a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, the Tai Chi is a little more relaxed, I think. So let's do that. We're gonna go through it. Well, we only have 15 minutes left. We can go through it, and at least you'll have a feeling in your body. My intention for you today was just to know, let's do all the movements. And next week we start to break them down. We might not do all the forms every day, but at least we're gonna get to go a little deeper and notice what we notice. I don't know where this form came from. It's Tai Chi 8. I learned it from when another teacher came to my class, and he was living in Hawaii, and he shared it with me, and I thought it was just a brilliant form. So it starts with our feet together, and then we sink, we pull silk out of the cocoon, and we open towards the jade plant. And we're going to embrace tiger. Let's bring the jade plant in first, Guan Yin second. We're not going to move our feet today. We're just going to do the arms. And it starts off with cutting through to clarity. So that front hand goes out in front like a knife, and the second hand drops down. We reach, we look, when you're ready, you can look behind. And then we bend both elbows like they're a gold post. And then we bring the hands to the heart. And they go the other side. It's also known as repel monkey. There's a rising and sinking. I inhale as I rise. Exhale, sink. Again. This is a lovely spinal twist. A lot of intention. We're going to eventually be walking backwards with this. And then let's transition. So we reach out to the side, embrace tiger, return to the mountain. We pull silk out of the cocoon, and we form our first Tai Chi ball. Let's bring it over to the jade plant side. Now, if you want, you can step in. That's up to you. We step out and we harmonize yin and yang. Bottom hand flows up towards about the shoulder level. We rock. We scoop the yin and we post. Stepping out, harmonizing yin and yang. Now notice one palm is down, one palm is up. We're still connecting to the yin and yang. There's lots of ways of looking at this. The raw calms our nervous system. You can also imagine you're holding a ball the whole time. The palms are connected the whole time. I kind of think that's fun. Let's do one more. Familiar movements for all of you. I know that. And then we come together. If you're moving your feet, bring the foot in. We roll the ball over. And we go into a brush knee sen chi. Top hand comes down across the groin. We begin to float the opposite elbow up, wrist up, fingers up, and there's a slight twist. And then we form our ball again, drop it down, And brush knee senshi. I like to add the rock. If the rock's too much today, let's just do the movement. Everybody here is experienced. I love that. So if you don't want to rock, that's just fine. Find it. Protect yourself. Maybe clear the mind. Let's do one last one. And here we're going to embrace tiger. Moving on to the fourth movement, return to the mountain. We stepped out to the jade. So I'm going to show you level one. We bring the foot in and we post. And this is called golden rooster stands on one leg. Level one, you keep the foot on the ground. Level two, you hover. Level three, you bring it up. Shift the weight. Let's do level one together. Inhale, proud rooster. King of the barnyard. Exhale down. If you want level two, try the hover. Or the dab is fine too. If you haven't practiced balance for a while. Challenge, knee to navel. Let's do one more each side. Golden rooster stands on one leg. Such a good balance exercise. And then we build on that. This is the golden rooster shows us talons. Shift the weight. Goal post arms. We lift the knee, level one, and then we place the heel on the ground. My toes are up. And then we lift the knee and we place. Let's try that again. So knee comes up. You place. Oh, and this arm where the front leg is out, this arm goes out in front too. If you don't want to do that today, that's fine. Just think about the goalposts. So my back leg is bent. This is a leg strengthener. Level one, I like a lot. Now level two, we're going to balance and push out through the heel. So you can see my leg is up. Now this is really going to strengthen your quadricep. Bring it back down. There's a bend of the knee, an extension of the leg and arm. We bend the elbow and the knee. We bring it back. Knee up, arm, foot out. Bring it back and down. I've strengthened my quadriceps with this one. I love it. Let's do one last one. Whatever level you like. I like level one a lot too. So we're strengthening the quadricep within that squat. Let's gather. So this is a transition from golden rooster shows the talons. And then we embrace tiger. We part the clouds. Let's shift the weight to the guan yin. And we go into hands like clouds. Later on in the form, we are going to walk. The true form is a walking cloud hands. You don't have to today. Just relax into it. I like the sway a lot. Lots of different ways to do cloud hands. You can imagine you're holding a big cloud. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, I saw iridescent clouds the other day. Don't you love those? Oof. Or you could have wispy clouds, release thoughts, leave the mind. You know, this is a very personal experience for me. Maybe I'm shooing illness out of my body with the lower hand, shooing negative thinking out of my head. Or maybe I'm bringing in beautiful, calm thoughts and bringing healing into the body. You can see the yin yang, the Tai Chi of our intention. And then we transition. And we're going to place the sun and the moon in the sky. So we imagine that's holding the sun. And we draw that sun energy through our body, vitality, youthful energy. And we place the sun in the sky. And here I make a window. So thumbs coming together a little bit. And I imagine that's my life. That's what I see. And then I begin to open. The jade hand comes across. I open to all these things I'd never imagined. And I bring in the yin energy of the earth. Let's find the moon. And I imagine bathing myself with moonlight, wisdom, feminine stillness. And then I make the window. I place the moon in the sky, make the window, and I expand my wisdom. Let's stick with the moon. Moon and moon energy through the body. We have a full moon coming up, I think, on the 12th. Expand your wisdom, your potential for wisdom. And let's find the sun again. Life force flows into our body. Expand our health, our vitality, our light. Do a couple more. Now you can use the sun or the moon. What do you need more of? Push away obstacles, push away limitations. Let's do one more. And this transitions right into gathering from the earth, drawing up the healing forces, and then reaching up to nature and up to the sky, gathering from earth and heaven. Now I have a little adjustment here. You know, my toes should be forward. I like to imagine I'm gathering those precious metals of the earth, the gold, the platinum, reminding myself I am valuable. We value these things. And then perhaps I want to bring in enlightenment. And I don't know what it looks like, but it's just the intention, letting the universe know love of Mother Earth. Pull it through your body. Up to the sky. Gentle rain. Skin absorbs. Let's do one more. And then we hold in Tai Chi meditation, Wu Ji or tree pose, goes by both. Hands are no higher than your solar plexus, so the elbows and shoulders are relaxed. You can imagine yourself as a majestic tree, if you like, reaching up towards the heavens, sinking rooted deep into the earth. And then where can you soften? Scan your body, face, neck, shoulders, shoulder blades, ribs, belly, buttocks, thighs, knees and feet, arms soft, flesh hanging, no resistance. And then preparing to close, we take a deep breath in, filling up our arms with our intention, whatever your intention is. Be happy, be healthy, be fearless. And then we absorb as the arms float down. Stepping in, closing the form. One last big gather from the three treasures of energy, and we bathe. Harmony in our lives, balance in our lives. And this one closes. It's a beautiful way of closing. We make the sun, we make a fist with one hand. And then with the other hand, we make a tiger's mouth or a C, and we place it over the sun. So the sun and moon are together, yin and yang. And then there's a little bow. You can try that again for closing. Make the sun, make the moon, and a little bow. Balance in the belly. Thank you, body. Balance in the heart, mind. Calm emotions, brilliant thoughts. And then our spiritual center, smiling, absorbing your light again. And I love to surround myself with my light. I want to share what the Qigong gives me. I want to share that peace of mind and happiness. I want to share it in the world. And then honor yourself with a little bow. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Any comments? I'm going to keep the recording going if it's relevant, and otherwise I'll stop the recording and we can chat for a few minutes.
I
right.
felt lots of pops and cracks. I really needed to move in the ways that we moved. It's been a while.
Nice.
Yes, it felt wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you. See you next week.